Hi, welcome to RoseOpalKnits, our crafty podcast.
This is episode 63, and I'm Daphne.
And I'm Erica, and we are a mother-in-law, daughter-in-law duo from Delaware. So, hey, how you doing? It's been 3 weeks. Yeah. So right now is probably the best time to go ahead and say that we have talked about it, and we've decided that during the summer months, we're probably just going to podcast every 3 to 4 weeks, probably every 3 weeks. It probably won't go to 4 weeks. Just we're busy, outside doing things, and just works with our schedule better. So I homeschool. Maybe we should do the quick intro.
The quick intro. So if you're new here, welcome. I am Erica, the mother-in-law of the group, obviously, and I am married to my high school sweetheart. We have 4 kids they are 26, 19, 14, and 5. And I homeschool the youngest 2. And she's my daughter-in-law. I'm married to her oldest son, and it's almost 4 years. October will be 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we have 3 little kids. They're 3, 2, and just about 1. He'll be 1 in 2 weeks. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. And we live in a multi-generational home. So Holden and Daphne and their family have bedrooms and stuff in the basement. But it's nice down there. It's not like the dungeon or anything.
No, we live in the dungeon, okay?
And if you wear headphones while you watch this podcast, you may hear laughing, yelling, screaming,
squeaky
crying.
chairs.
Yes. But this is our life. And we podcast anyway. There are adults watching the children.
Yes.
And so, our busy lives, we're just going to podcast probably every 3 weeks this summer through September, since I'm going to, start back the school year, get going with that. And we have lots on the calendar to do the month of September. But we did want to throw this out there. In case anyone, since we have reached 1,000 subscribers and there seem to be quite a few new people around here, we thought that maybe you guys would be interested in us doing a Q&A. So maybe if you leave your questions below in the comments, we'll get on here one day and we'll do kind of like a knit with us Q&A, and it'll probably be about 15-20 minutes long max, and throw that in one of the in-between weeks. But all right, so in this podcast we show mainly knitting, but Daphne will crochet sometimes, and I cross stitch mainly through the school year. Probably I took a little break from it, but I'm going to start it back up here. And so knitting, crochet, cross stitch, and any other crafty thing that interests us. Yeah. But like I said, it's mainly knitting. Yes. So I have just knitting this time.
I have knitting and crocheting, but all notes and stuff will be in the description box below.
Mm-hmm. So. And if there's anything that you need to know that isn't in the description box below, please feel free to comment or email us, DM us on Instagram, find us on RAVELRY, and send us a message there. We will eventually get back to you. All right, so we'll go ahead and start talking about the crafty goodness. So what we are wearing.
I'm wearing 2 things. You can only see one, but I have the EasyV by Caitlin Hunter, or Boylan Knit
Works. Boylan Knit Works. Mm-hmm.
I was going to say knitwear.
Mm-hmm.
But, so I'll stand up. I was there, so the whole thing is done. You can't see the bottom, but it's done. And so my color work is slightly off because I had a way looser gauge. I had 17 stitches and 20 or 23 rows, and that's quite a bit off.
Yeah.
So my gauge was way off. I knit the second size on a US 10.5,
And
You used worsted weight yarn?
yes, it is worsted weight. The taupe color is Lion's Brand Pound of Love. And then these three are Craft Smart Economy, I think. It's the Michaels brand of yarn. So this one is biscuit, white, and curry. I'm pretty sure. The white might be snow. But it's just the white. I always think that.
I never remember the name.
It is on my Ravelry page for sure, the colors and everything. But I do think it's either white or something like white. Whatever the name is, it's white. But I knit the second size, and I knit it. The ribbing's 2 pattern. The color work, I just took out the last section of color work and switched my colors up a little bit. So it's supposed to go in an order. It would go biscuit, white, curry, biscuit, white, curry again. So, I mean, you'll see the true color work when she shows hers
Yeah,
in
mine
a
is
little
still
bit.
a work in progress.
Yes,
So.
and I did not do it on the sleeves. It does call for the same idea on the sleeves. I just knit them straight and then rapid decreased on my cuff. So, but the body is knit 2 pattern after I split for sleeves. So.
You didn't do the short rows?
No, I did not do short rows.
Or the extra increase that is called for?
No. So, changed it a little bit, but it was only because of my gauge. And that is it. It is not the pattern that was messed up or anything. It was just, I did not check my gauge. I went based on her needle size.
And I didn't check my gauge, so, you know.
And we weren't using the same yarn or anything. But, so there is like a small detail up here, but it does not fit the way it's supposed to. But I wear oversized sweaters and stuff, so it does not bother me. But if you want it to fit and look right, like the way it's intended, do a gauge swatch.
Always do a gauge
Yes.
swatch.
I don't care, so I don't do it. But I do have more knitwear on. We're back. I had to do an outfit change. I was wearing it under the sweater. But this is the George's top. It just came out June? Late June, I think. I don't remember when. But Aro from Aro's Knits and Pearls knit it, and I was like, oh, I need that. So I even was extra, like how she would say, and did the bows, the big bows. But I did knit this 2 pattern, I think.
No, you didn't?
No, I was going to say for the body
Okay.
and like most of it. Up until the bows, I did change it just slightly.
Okay.
But so the tank top version, there's 2 versions. You can do bows or just the tank top. I did just the tank top version.
Okay.
Is what it is. And then I added the bows on. So generally, you're supposed to just knit this in a really long strip, just coming off the shoulders, and then tie the bows on. But I wear cardigans, and I wanted to be able to wear this all year round with the cardigan on during like winter and fall and stuff. So I decided knit the tank top version, and then knit strips. Here, I can actually take it off. Hold on. See? So it's just a strip. And I'll have to fix my bow later. But, so, I just knit these and then added them on to the tank top. So, other than that, it is knit 2 pattern. And I did get relatively close to gauge. I didn't do a gauge swatch again. But I used a US 9, and I had 2 yarns held together. It is Queensland Collection United, which is like a lamb's wool
Cotton base?
cotton, I think, in the rosewood color, and then the other one is Hobby Metallico Fine in the rose pearl color. So the lighter one is the Metallico, and the darker one is the Queensland Collection. And I do think I knit the 2nd or 3rd size. I can't remember. I think it was the medium, but I can't remember if it was extra small, small, and then medium, or just small and then medium. But either way, it was so quick. I think it was done within 6 days. So, and it's really pretty. I like the color. So,
All right.
all right. I have 3 more finished objects, and 2 of them are crocheted. They're the same thing, just different colors. So I crocheted 2 float totes, one for Paisley and one for Mason, because Mason saw mine and hers and was like, I want a tote. And I'm like, okay, fine. You can have a tote. So I had them choose yarn from Walmart and made them little ones. So these are technically the One Skein Float Tote by Nitty Natty. I did increase 2 or 3 more times for the base of them and crochet them a little bit taller than the pattern calls for, and then just did the single crochet around for their edging. And they're both peaches and cream. This one's stripy in green stripes, and then this one is just the solids in sunshine. So I don't know if you want to put the pictures in, but I have 2 pictures of them for when I gave them to them. Mm-hmm. So Mason told me he wanted his to put his feet in. Mm-hmm. So I handed it to him and asked, what are you going to put in it? He yells at me and says his feet, and then puts it on the ground and steps in it. And then Paisley puts hers on her head.
Yeah.
So, not exactly what I thought they were going to use them for, but that's fine. Mm-hmm. So, those were really quick too. The little ones only took like a day each. And then I finished, hold on, let me button it, a sweater for Paisley. This is it. It is this Petit Souffle by Penrose Knits. And I knit her the 4 to 5 or 5 to 6 size. I can't remember which way it goes. But I did knit this 2 pattern because it is a bigger size than she is right now. The top is the Hobby Metallico in the rose pearl, whichever one it is. And I held this one double, and then this is something King Bamboo yarn. I forget the name of it. My brother bought it for me for Christmas, and I just remembered it was DK, and I could knit this for her. So the pattern actually calls for it to just be one color, but I didn't have enough of the purple to do that, so I just added the pink, and it's fine. She's gonna be a little cupcake is what I said. And this button is just like a little little diamond shiny thing, and I got it from Hobby. I think it was one of their little extras that they sometimes send, but it fits her, and she looks super cute in it, and she's super excited about it. So it is slightly big on her, but that's fine because she's gonna grow. So, but yeah, it is knit to pattern other than the bottom. This hem is supposed to be a folded over one, but
like not ribbing, like
no,
stockinette folded over?
Yeah, just stockinette folded over. But the sleeves were just ribbing, so I figured I'd want the ribbing on both of them. So I just did that, and it's fine. It fits. It's good. Mm-hmm. She'll wear it. She won't know the difference, but it was a really fun pattern actually. It was so quick too. I think it took 4 days.
Yeah,
I was kind of proud of it.
Too long. So I finished 2 items. Sorry about my jingling, but in my summer socket tote from last year, I have my worsted weight Felici socks that I knit for my husband. So I had 1 done last time, and the second one I was right there, and it's finished. I did not sew in the ends yet because I didn't even get my blockers.
No, I mean, we're not being professional,
worsted,
apparently.
They're not worsted weight sock. I mean, he's not going to wear them until it cools down. They are worsted weight socks. So I have a sweater that I need to sew the ends in. I'm going to stick this on the pile with the sweater, and by the end of summer, I probably will have a little pile of stuff that I need to finish up. But all the knitting's done. So here, show them side by side. So I used 2 different balls of Felici, same color. The colorway's Bayou. And do you see the difference in that wide black stripe?
You can kind of see it in this stripe too. You see, like, there's little black speckles, and there's none in this one. Mm-hmm. Same with down here. Like, I don't know if that was just the dye bleeding a little bit or something, and then this one just didn't have as much dye. Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm going to assume.
That kind of disappointed me because I went to all that effort to make sure they were the same, but they're not the same. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. I don't think he cares. And a couple of days ago, we were sitting down catching up on podcasts, and I watched Night Owl Fibers. And Brenda was saying that to get this little blip, this little extra blip of color up here, and then so the stripes are pretty much the same, she starts her long tail cast on where the two colors meet, like the end of one color and the start of the next color, and that's exactly what I do. And then it just gives that little blip of color at the cast on edge, and then the stripes are basically the same. I did fussy cut. I don't know if
What does
that's
that mean?
Yeah, I think that's a cross stitching term.
Oh.
When you're using variegated floss, you fussy cut to get the color that you want, like in your variegated thread. But I did fussy cut. I used, when I started the heel, when I got to the wide black stripe, and then when the heel flap and turn ended, I cut the yarn and then started with the next stripe color, so that I didn't have 1 or 2 rounds of the black.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense. I never thought about that.
Yeah. So that's what I did there. So those are for my husband. He wears a men's US 12 if anyone's interested. And this is what I have left
That's a lot.
of the 2 balls.
Looks like a lot, at least.
There's like fuzz. It doesn't, I didn't weigh it, so I don't know exactly.
You should wear it.
Maybe I'll weigh it and put it across the screen here. And I used a US 5, which is a 4.5. Is that what it is?
Probably.
No, a
No.
US 6 is a 4. Oh my goodness. A US 6 is a 3
Do
point.
you want me to look it up?
No, you know what, I have
No?
it right here.
You have it right there.
What does it say?
3.75.
3.75. I was way off.
Didn't you say 4? No, you said 4.5.
I used a US 5, which is a 3.75 millimeter needle, to knit those socks. And for his foot, he has a wider foot, I casted on 48 stitches, which I originally went by the stitch count for a pattern by Twin Stitches Designs, worsted weight socks. But I know a 48 stitch socks. That's what I knit for my foot with DK weight. So I was just able to follow my own recipe for that. Oh, and the toe, I did a very short, which the round toe is generally short anyway, but I did a really short toe there. All right, and my last finished object is this little
I'll hold it.
shrug thingy
Yes.
that I knitted for my 5-year-old daughter, and I used this Fiber Spates fingering weight in the colorway Mixed Magentas, and there isn't a pattern for this. I just did some math and took her measurement, her chest measurement, and just kind of went with it, and it worked. I'll pop in a couple of pictures for her here.
Yeah, I'm going to try to show this little detail.
Oh, I did the 3 needle bind off the wrong way so that the ridge would be on the outside to kind of like
you can kind of see it.
like correspond with the garter ridges. I don't know. I tried something fancy, and
I think it's cute.
but I have done some math for some other sizes. So I'm going to knit one for Paisley, and I think I'm going to knit the next size up to see how that fits on Mary Rose too. And then maybe I'll just throw up like the recipe pattern for it on the blog at some point by the end of summer, maybe. And so since I said that, so we do have roseopalknits.com, and in the blog section of that we have a free DK weight sock recipe, a free DK weight wide stripe sock pattern, and then I have the Arise cow pattern and Arise hat pattern, and they're all free and you can download them. So we're gonna move into whips now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many do you have?
3.
Oh.
And you have 4, right?
Yes. Two of them are the same, though. You want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. We'll start with this one. It's in my Noble Character Crafts bag. And it's my Proverbs top. I'm still in the body. I have not gotten far. Hold on. My needle are twisted. There we go. So that's where that little bunny is.
Oh, that bunny's cute.
I think it's from Angela. From Willow Tree yarn. But yeah, so that's where I was. I'm knitting the second size. And I'm on a US 9, I believe. Hold on. Yes, US 9, which is a 5.5 millimeter. And it's just so slow going. And I don't know why. Because I want it. But, like, I don't want to knit it, and I'm kind of intimidated by the lace.
I think it's because you're intimidated by the lace. Because
I am.
Because, you know.
I am.
Here, let's talk about your bruises real quick.
Are they showing?
Yes.
Okay, so I have 2 bruises. Right there. They're kind of hard to see, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
But
so in case, if you've seen them flash on the screen, like, you know, in case you're wondering, Daphne had an accident on a slide, and she has bruises on her arm.
Yeah.
But okay, so the province top. I'm knitting it as well. I didn't touch it the last 3 weeks, so I'm not going to show it.
Yes.
But
it is super pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I even have the picture. And even if I do, it's
I
in
can
black
pop the
and white.
picture in.
Okay. But anyway, so I'm using, what is this? Loops and Threads wool leg, which is not even wool. It's 85% acrylic and 15% nylon in the teal lake color.
It's very soft.
It is a fingering weight yarn, so I am holding a double for this pattern
Where
because
did you
it is
get this
DK.
yarn?
Michael's.
Michael's. Okay.
Michael's.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's just a really pretty blue. And I don't really have much else to say about it because I'm still just knitting.
Yeah.
So far it's to pattern, and I am knitting the cropped version. So I think it says 8 to 10 inches for the body, and then you split and do the lace at the top.
Something like that. Yeah, because then there's a non-crop version, which I think is 12 to 14 inches.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so pretty, and I want it.
It is pretty.
But I don't want to knit the lace. Lace is
I'm in the lace section. It's really not that bad.
Yeah, but you understand lace, and you can read lace.
I do prefer to knit lace over cables.
I can read a cable. I cannot read a lace. Like, when you're looking at the actual knitting, I don't know what's happening. I can't follow it.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's, like, my problem. But I can look at a knitted pattern, a cabled pattern, like, on knitting, and be able to tell what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just...
Mm-hmm. I could do that, too. I just don't like I guess I don't like the motion of cabling.
I love cabling.
Like, lace, it still feels more fluid than having to stop, you know. And
yeah, I understand that, too.
Oh, sorry.
Look, she's poking me with her needles.
So here is I want to hold it back here, but I don't want to poke you. EasyV, and here, will you just hold it?
Are you on?
US
2 different needles on here.
That's just because I slipped it on there to try it on.
Okay. I was
yeah.
like, what the heck's happening?
So here's my EasyV. I was up here the last time I showed it, and I have finished the color work, and I did knit the color work according to the pattern. I am knitting the size 4, and I currently have it separated on 2 long cables because I wanted to try it on. So I am using Barocco wool. Let's see right here. Barocco Ultra wool. And the color is 33151. And then the color work is done in 3 Malabrigo Rios colors. And this is what I have left of the 3 of them. I know one of them is Archangel, and I think that's this one. And then that tag. Glazed Carrot. And no, maybe this is Archangel, because the other one's called Peachy. So I imagine this one would be called Peachy. Yeah. And I knitted the ribbing, I think, on a US 7, and the body on a US 9.
or the color work, and then the body I'll knit on US 9. So I think what I'm going to do, because I don't like big baggy sleeves at all.
The pattern you are supposed to decrease, there's one decrease row before the color work sleeve detail, and then you're supposed to do a more rapid decrease right before you start the cuff. So it is pretty big sleeves anyways.
But it's not even like the bigness down here that I dislike as much as like bigness all bunched up here around my arm. I'd rather have a more fitted sleeve than like extra fabric around my bicep. But so I think what I'm going to do, I haven't 100% decided yet, but I think I'm going to separate for sleeves, and I'll separate for the size 3 sleeve, and then but maybe omit that last increase round that you're supposed to do. I think it's for sizes 2, 3, and 4. There's one more increase after the color work, but I'm not sure yet. I'll let you know once I do that what I decide to do. But I really am looking forward to it. And in the thumbnail, you may have seen that I put it on for the picture, and we were saying, "Wow, that would look really good as a poncho." So it doesn't
like imagine it over like one, like if you had like an orange dress like that. I actually have one. That would be so cute. Just as a poncho.
So if it doesn't work out as a sweater, I may knit it as a poncho. But Daphne and I both have plans to knit a second one.
I bought yarn, actually, too. I'm not going to show it because I'm not going to start it yet, but I did get more yarn for it.
Yeah, our local yarn store is having their semi-annual?
Yeah, semi-annual
sale. So, all right. You want to show another one?
Yeah, I'll talk about this one. So I bought this bag from Target, and it does have a drawstring, but I'm not going to close it.
I didn't say what my EasyV was in. It's in my float tote that Daphne crocheted for me. So, see? Sorry.
That's fine. But yeah, so I think it's just canvas, but I saw them and I wanted it so bad, so I got it. But right now in it I have this ball of Pound of Love by Lions Brand in the taupe color, which is the same color as my EasyV, but I accidentally got 2 of them from Amazon. And they were like...
I think you told that story last
time.
time.
Yeah, I got 2 balls of them, basically, so I have 2 of them. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have enough yarn left over to knit another sweater out of it, or blanket. But right now, I have a blanket. It is the Leafy Baby Blanket. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I forget who it's by, but it is for... her nephew is having a baby soon, and this is going to be for them. And it's just a really cute leafy, lacy design. And this lace doesn't intimidate me because it's 8 rounds. And they're so simple. But I'm on a US 11, maybe 10 and a half. I need the other needle.
Oh.
It is a 10 and a half, which is a 6.5 millimeter. And there's only one size, and it's super simple. And I'm actually on the last repeat, so I'm just about halfway through with this last lace repeat, and I think I'm gonna knit it longer because that's like really small.
That is really small.
That's it, like. So I don't know how many more repeats I'm gonna do, but I am going to do a couple more. Like I'm gonna take one of the baby blankets I have and compare it to it, and just knit it until it looks about the same size. So it'll be done soon. It is so quick, but there's only like 100 stitches on the needle, so it just goes like really quick. And it's like you're not just knitting or purling, there's stuff going on, so it's pretty easy, and I like it.
So I'll show my blanket because I pulled my Habitation throw back out. So I call this my black cat bag. But I have an old 19-year-old black cat, and he looks all scruffy and
rough.
Yeah, like the cat on the bag. So here is my Habitation throw that I am knitting it with minis that I got from an advent calendar that my friend Julie made for me this past Christmas. and this past December.
It is so big.
Yeah, so I am doing the I-cord detailing on the edges, but I only did one row of eyelets down here and decided I just didn't feel like doing more eyelet rows. So, but here it is. I'm almost out of the minis. I can't remember. So my advent calendar was 24 days, and I think I had 17 days with yarn. Some days were 10 gram minis and some days were 20 gram minis, and then the other days there were other things other than yarn. So excuse me. All right, sorry about that. I had to take a water break. So the last time I showed it, I was right here where this little Professor Snape is. So since I last showed, I think I last showed it in March.
Really?
Maybe. I think
I don't know.
March or April. This is a 20 gram mini. This is a 20 gram mini. This is a 20 gram mini. This is a 10 gram mini. And then I've just attached another 10 gram mini. So
How many more do you have? Do you know?
2 once
Two
I
more?
finish this
Ooh.
10 gram, and I think I have 2 20 gram minis. So so I'm just increasing until I reach the end of the minis, and I am using a US 6, which is a 4 millimeter needle, and the other 2 minis. So this is the color I'm working with now. And then in my trusty Ziploc bag, that actually isn't Ziploc, I think it's like Great Value brand. I have the last 2 minis, and here they are. They're both 20 grams. So, and I can't really tell you what they are because most of the yarn didn't come with tags. What?
You got a hair on me.
Oh.
It was bothering me though.
Oh.
I couldn't find it.
So once I reach the end of the minis, my mother for Christmas gave me an Etsy gift card, and I purchased 3 hanks of this You and I. It's the tea cozy colorway. It's an 80/20 superwash merino nylon blend, and I'm going to then start knitting with this yarn. And I haven't read the pattern yet, so but I'm going to do whatever you're supposed to do at the center of the blanket and then decrease down. And so half of the blanket will be Advent minis for my friend Julie, and the other half of the blanket will be yarn from my mother. Or that's how I think of it, and then I'll think of Advent and Christmas of 2021. You know, I'll think of them when I'm cozy in my throw this Advent season. So yeah, but I think it's really pretty.
It is.
And so there's that. I only have one more.
I have 2 pairs of socks, but like I said, they're the same thing. So I'm gonna show them both together.
Okay.
But so this one's in a Mountain State Stitches bag. But this is my Felici sock. So here's the one that I had done. It is
Stone Harbor.
Stone Harbor, yes.
Mhm.
I was thinking Sunny something. But anyways, so I've already showed this. It's an afterthought heel. And so I am working on the second one. And this is where I don't think I showed it at all. If I did, I was in the ribbing. But I'm getting there. And the contrast color is a Regia yarn. It's on their glitter one. It's like kind of like a purpley gray to me. I see a little bit of purple in it, but it's just a sparkle gray basically, and it's super cute. But I didn't want to knit on socks, if you guys couldn't tell. Not in sock mood right now. But so I have that one, and then Sock Week started on the 10th.
Sock Week is hosted by Nitty Natty.
Yeah, so, and it's in my Rosewood? White Rose Fiberco. I was getting there. I couldn't remember the order or what it was. But anyways, so it's another Felici sock. Knit Picks Felici and their fingering weight. So this is how far I am. I didn't work on it much, but
Hey, that's the child.
yes.
The Grogu colorway.
Yes,
I recognize it.
It is this one, which is from Blue Barn Fiber in the child colorway. So it's just a light tan and a light green. And so I don't know. I didn't really have anything in my stash to go with this color, but I thought the light green kind of looked nice with this light blue and this color. Like, that's light blue. It's really hard to see. And then there's like a tan. So it's not the best match, but it works.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It works.
And it's just pretty. I had to cake it
What
up.
color is that, Felicia?
This is Rustic Cabin. Yes, Rustic Cabin. And I have one ball of it because the other one only takes like one ball for me. They are 50 grams, so most people need 2. But I have little feet, so. And I'm using contrast, so it's fine.
What size is your needle?
They're both 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter.
Okay.
So, well, that's all I got.
I have my final whip is in this bag, white rose fiber co. And it is my Bluebird Cardi. And I did make some modifications. If you are new here, you will quickly figure out that we modify a lot of patterns to fit our, needs, what we want. I have knitted this pattern before, and I knit it. So the pattern has lace down here, and I did knit it that way the first time. But this time I decided just to do a wide garter border at the bottom. And the last time I showed it, I was right where this marker is, and so I've added a couple inches. But this down here is Dale Garn Baby Ool in some white colorway. It just has a color number. It is 0020. And this is what it looks like. If you've been with us for a while, you know that I use this yarn as the yarn for the body of my Sunset Highway. And then the body of this sweater, I am alternating these 2 cakes of Aldine wools by Knit Crate. This is the Shine Sport in the colorway Sky. It's an 80-20 blend. I believe the other one is 100% superwash wool. So I knit, and then I purl back, and then I switch to the next color. I knit and I purl back, and I'm just carrying it up the side there because I will put on, this, whatever this is called, neckband. I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Neckband, button band. You can't even tell though. Yeah, I can't. I'm looking at it. So,
but I think it looks good doing it that way. I don't see any kind of like weird shapes being made with the yarn. But it's just a little cardigan, and I am knitting the size 4, which is the 41-inch bust.
Why does it say size 6?
That's my needle.
Oh.
I'm knitting it on a US
That
6
makes
and
sense.
4 millimeter.
I was like, what?
Yeah, when I write my needle size down on my pattern, I don't put the US in front of them. I don't know. Unless I'm writing a pattern, then I will. So I don't know. But anyway, that's that. That's all I've worked on the last 3 weeks. And we don't have any kind of updates, right? Because we were contacted by the winner of the giveaway,
Yeah.
and so everything is good there. And we don't have any current make-alongs or cows going on. We do have the year-long that's still ongoing in the Facebook group with the Rose Opal sock set from Sweet Mountain Crafts. So if you knit a project with that yarn, you can post it in the finished objects thread and be eligible for a prize. We've only actually had one finished object entered in
so far this year. But hopefully there'll be a few more before the end of the year. And anything else?
Not that I can think of.
Keep giving us your podcast recommendations. We haven't been watching knitting podcasts as much here recently, but I'm sure as the summer winds down and the cold weather returns, we will definitely be spending more time watching knitting podcasts. I'm just trying to catch up with the ones that we've been watching, or the Old Faithfuls.
Normal one.
Yeah, that we've mentioned many times on the. Although we did start that one new podcast. What was her
Which
name?
one?
She was in California.
Oh,
Something in polish. Pearls and polish. I feel like we're not giving her a proper shout out. We did.
it's polish and pearls. Or
Polish and-
pearls and polish.
Well, I'll put it across the screen, but she has. She seems to record once a month, and but I forget to see. We're not giving her because we did start. We watched all of them, but that was like a couple weeks ago.
That was the beginning of this 3-week period, I think,
Uh-huh.
something like that. So
It might have actually been the beginning of June. Yeah. So anyway, we will gather her information and we will give her a proper shout out in the next episode. But if you're interested now, I'll put her name across the screen while I'm editing. All right. So we hope you guys are having a great July, and we will see you in 3-ish weeks.
Yeah. Sometime.
Yeah.
Soon.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
You broke it.
I hit the wrong button. Bye.
Bye.